since I'm not painting anymore, I figured I'd share a story with you. So when I was a kid, my mom and I used to live in this apartment complex, and it was just me and my mom. And my mom was dating this guy, but he wasn't living with us. And I remember because I was real young. I think I was probably about 3, maybe 4. And my mom was in college. And I remember this because one night she went to tuck me into bed. And when I went and got ready for bed and then told my mom I was ready for her to tuck me in, she was studying. I remember her books being laid out on our coffee table, and she was kind of going through them. And I told her I was ready for bed, so she took me into the room. She took me in. I think she prayed with me. And I remember as she was taking me to the room, because it was just this, like I said, this little apartment, she was taking me to the room and she says, "Do you smell burning plastic?" Now, I'm a little kid, so I'm not even sure what that's supposed to smell like, or, I don't smell anything. I was like, "No, I don't smell it, Mom." And she's like, "Okay." And she kind of looks around and then she's like, "Okay." And she puts me to bed. Well, the next thing I know, she's shaking me awake. I mean, like violently shaking me awake. And I remember, you know, she's waking me up and she's dragging me basically out of the bed. And as I'm like kind of like coming to waking up, I see that there is smoke filling the top part of our room. So not quite half, but a lot of the upper part of the room. And my mom is like dragging me out of the apartment. And at the time, we had a cockatiel named Max. And I remember the bird is freaking out as smoke is kind of filling our apartment. And my mom is like telling us, "No, we need to get out." I'm like, "Mom, we need to save Max. We need to save Max." And my mom's like, "No, no, we need to get out." And so my mom is like kind of dragging me out of the apartment as I'm like kind of flipping out about the bird. And, we were on the second level. So there was 3 levels and we were on the second level. And my mom's like dragging me downstairs as I'm still worried about the bird. And as we kind of get down to the bottom of the stairs and into like the little grassy area, there's other people, like our neighbors are already, gathered there. And I remember right as we kind of got down there, my mom's boyfriend showed up. And I'm like screaming about the bird. I'm like, "Max is still in there. Max is still in there." And he's like, "I'll get him." And my mom's like, "No, don't go back in there." And he's like, "No, I'm going to go." And so he like rushes up the stairs. He runs in and disappears inside the apartment. And, there's smoke like billowing out that. And being on the ground level, we can see the fire. So the fire is actually we were the corner unit and it had started in the unit above us. And so we're watching this fire kind of, melt or burn away the top unit. And we can kind of see that it's like dissolved the whole corner of the building. And, my mom's boyfriend actually runs out. He's kind of got his mouth covered and he has the bird. He's got the bird with him and he comes back down the stairs and, he was able to save the bird. And I remember just standing there in this grassy little area looking up at my apartment complex, watching this fire just kind of eat away the corner of the building. And eventually, the fire just kind of keeps spreading and spreading and spreading, and it gets down to our apartment. So it's like it eats away the whole corner of the top unit, and then it kind of eats away part of our unit. And I remember it how weird it was to be standing on the ground looking up, watching this fire just kind of eat away, our unit, and seeing into my apartment complex, like into my room from the ground. And that fire actually ended up destroying a ton of our documents, or, if it wasn't fire damage, it was actually water damage, from the fire department showing up and just kind of hosing everything down. And we pretty much lost everything and had to start over. So I know that like a lot of my original like documents and just stuff that we had in the apartment actually got destroyed. And yeah, so that's one fire story that I have, even though I have kind of another dramatic fire story that I will share in another video.